Good morning, God. Thank you for today. Please grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Good morning, world. Good morning, America. And good morning, you mother cluckers. Let's make today a good day. We're the ones in the driver's seat.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red flags, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the U.S. of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save this land of the brave, the U.S. of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the
What's up? Morning, everybody. It is Tuesday morning, August 26th, 2025. I guess let me try to be polite, make myself presentable. So we got, let's see, Scat Pack Matt, Huckleberry, Kiss Off, Blackbird, good to see you. Billy was here early this morning. Let's see, who else? Miss Michelle came in. That's what I knew there was somebody else I saw the screen blink. Should have made cinnamon rolls. Well, you know, It's okay that you didn't make cinnamon rolls because, well, I wouldn't have been able to have none anyway. So that would have just been some kind of like tease. Huckleberry says, "Who's Billy?" It's this senior citizen lady that comes by, but every now and then she just passes out in her chair, so she might not be too aware. I don't know. What's up, no quarter? Look, somebody's probably calling Billy, going, "You better wake up. They're talking about you." Man, I gotta tell you, I got I it just never. The internet, dude. It's the internet. It cracks me up sometimes. Just the fear porn. And so yesterday, Trump had that little meeting with the South Korean president, all that good shit. Look, Blackbird already texted her. But dude, I see this, and I won't name his channel. He's got a pretty good following. Y'all, I'm sure there's people that have seen him because it's all about the scout. And I start up everything, get coffee. I'm sitting here and I'm reading, and I said, "Well, let me go ahead and I get the stuff." So I click on YouTube and bring it up, and I'm be damn. Here's this thumbnail about how 600,000 Chinese, uh, what was it? Uh, Basically, fighters are gonna come in, and I'm like, what? And then it's all has to do with the statement he made yesterday during that meeting with the South Korean when somebody asked him about the tariffs and Chinese, and he said, we're not gonna prevent their 600,000 students, and people are like, oh my god. It's like we're a country of 350 million. Don't get me wrong, I'm not about them coming over here to go to school per se, but I just love the whole hyperbolic. We're being infiltrated. It's like, what? But then again, when you want the clicks, when you want them that attention, you do what you got to do, I guess. I just thought that was so ironic, of all things. It's like, there you go. Let's just start that off. So I thought that's not like even remotely close, but then that's that drive. See, that's that. There's sleeper cells everywhere. Be aware. Have your biofang ready. It could be an alert any moment. Are you ready to go? And I don't know. It's a Tuesday morning, 75 degrees, sunny day. What's up, Eric? I looked out my front door. I saw there were no MRATs outside. There were no soldiers. I saw nothing. Were you the voice for movie phones? It just kind of cracks me up. And I ain't picking fun at nobody, man. It is what it is. But I just hope everybody starts to realize this fear, anxiety, stress that people are using words intentionally just to get that like, get that view. And I wish more people would kick that shit to the curb. That would be funny that every time one of these people do all these little attention getting kind of thumbnails or shit, that all of a sudden the views actually drop. That would be a hell of a message. It's like, man, we don't want to hear your bullshit. We just want the facts. Just the facts, man. Hey, I got an awesome sunset last night. That was pretty cool, I gotta say. I'll share that with y'all. You just got notified. That's the one thing I can always count on, Blackbird. YouTube always lets me know when I go live. That is a consistent, never failed notification. All of a sudden, ding, 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 and you look, and there's the email. You are live. Like, in case you didn't know it. Now, everybody else's channels, it's a shot in the dark. Sometimes you get a notification, sometimes you don't. I would point out that even though Blackbird texted her earlier, still hasn't shown up, so still hadn't woke up. So see, even the texting message didn't do it. Sometimes, man, you got to watch. Them senior citizens get to nodding off and so on. They sit there and there's, and so it's like, yeah, maybe the text message didn't it? Grumpy Acres Farm, what's up? He says, I'm notifying you that y'all are great. That's it. $53 degrees. What? Let's see. Oh, this is going to be a good one. So we're going for in the 90s. We're 75 now. Looking like it's going to be all clear and sunny. Sunny, sunny. Funny, funny. What's it? Kissoff says, Chuck says hi. I swear talking to him is like having to slap an old TV a few times to make the picture come on. Well, he tolerated you for 50 years. So how bad could it really be? Yeah. Yeah, it was downright cold here last night. Nice change from the heat. I gotta say, it'll be nice when that cool temperature start to dip in. Cause man, what's up, Double Dope? D Dope, or 2856, I guess as it goes. I'm mad at him right now. He thinks I haven't noticed that he added his side chick to the Stick family. Oh, whatever. $48 degrees now. Oh, hell yeah. Look at you. Damn, Eric says it's a high 74 today. Finally cooling down a little. Holy shamoly. Kissoff, just don't start playing with his ears to make the picture clear. I don't know. Damn, what movie was that? I mean, it's kind of a crude thing, I guess, now, but it was humor back in the day. But what was that? Oh, man, what was that movie? It was a guy, the actor does the breast of the woman and does that thing and goes, tune in Tokyo, tune in Tokyo. I forgot what movie that was. It just came to mind. Harvesting taters and onions this week. Hell yeah. See, I don't remember, Hook. I just remember. I've always remembered that scene for years, for decades. Tune in Tokyo, tune in Tokyo. Probably was. That sounds about crazy, something like that. Ooh. Carolina Country Homesteading. Morning, morning. Hope y'all are doing okay. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Which one? Tomorrow. Let's see. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. Is it that one? It's this one here. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Eric says weather can change constantly here. The mountains can even affect the weather. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to do that. Kiss Off says time to get up. Wake your ass up. Aren't you people supposedly like an hour ahead of us because like you're all that and shit? So isn't it like 7:15 in the morning there? Good night, dragon ass. Oh, hey, we don't even have to acknowledge him. It was just a kiss off. What's up, Rank? How are you and the missus and the youngin'? Grumpy says Hakeem Jeffries said that if you work hard and follow the rules, there should be no ceiling to your success. Coming from a den that shows zero self-awareness about libs and gov. What's up, No Quarter? Yeah, that's right. You came in earlier and you said something, and I apologize. Yeah, random thoughts. It's still yesterday here. It's 4:17, but see, it's not yesterday. You were crested midnight, so it's still today. Mm-mm-mm. See the education system in Arizona. It's failing. Yeah, Grumpy. That dude, Hakeem Jeffries, he cracks me up. Him and his member, he's one of those kind of, I don't know, weird talking people that always has to. And I mean, dude, I grew up next door to coonasses that talk with their hands, but not like that dude. That dude he's a special kind of stupid. I hope he doesn't gets no more sugar for the. We're going to diabetic coma. What's up, Best Life? Morning, sir. See this Spartacus dude? I don't know. That dude is always just in the way he talks. It's like you can tell he was raised for it, and it's like, oh no, you got to go, dude. You got to go. That ain't normal talk. It's not today until I wake up, and I ain't gone to sleep yet, so it's still yesterday. Hey, man, as you can see by the state of affairs of the country, the world for that matter, I guess you can make it up as you go along. I think that is the current thing now is your truth. What's your truth? You know, that's why when you say so, well, really, whose truth? I don't, dude, it's the fact. You know, it's, I will say just a clarification for all the people that like to think that, oh, rescue's a Trumper. Hey, man, his whole little executive order with a year in jail for burning the flag is about as stupid as a brick. Don't get me wrong, I just soon punch somebody in the face for burning the flag. That's a personal opinion. But as far as trying to make some executive order to send somebody to jail for a year for burning the flag, that just shows a whole lack of understanding on our whole Constitution. It's like, you have that right. Maybe we should go back to where we don't lock people up for years because you go punch somebody in the mouth, and then maybe there would be somebody then could then go punch the person in the face, just hypothetically in Minecraft. Said, oh, look, wow, that's a representation of my country. I think that kind of irritates the shit out of me. Smack. And instead of going like, oh no, we're gonna lock him up for years, then you just kind of go, here's, you want to pay a $75 fine? Yeah. Because I don't know, anybody that were to watch a flag burn and then go, okay, here's the deal. Do you want accountability, and are you willing to pay 50, 75 bucks, $100 for it? I guarantee you people will be like, hell yeah, take my money. Rescue will not taunt you today. Only made a grilled egg, bologna, and cheese sandwich for hubby's breakfast. Not too appealing. Well, yes, ma'am. That's still rather appealing. I guess it just depends on your perspective of life. I personally am all down with bologna and cheese sandwiches. That was my existence. The grilled egg, now I haven't tried a grilled egg with the bologna and cheese, so that would be different, but I'm down with grilled eggs and I'm down with bologna and cheese. Although that's, at least, it's not it doesn't hurt as bad. That I can duplicate that. I can't duplicate the others. And then there is no such thing as gravity, the world, just sex. Embrace the suck. Is it just the American flag? Can we still? Well, see, that's it. Well, no, apparently. Now, I don't know this. I know that the executive order was the American flag, but I think there was already some little hurt feelings like on an Israel flag. Like, ooh, you can't do that. That's bad juju. I don't know. Yet getting your ass beat does a lot to educate you and attitude adjustment. That's it, man. An attitude adjustment. Try and legislate patriotism, and you just move us closer to socialism. Yeah, that's why, I just don't. I get it. He gets, he's emotional just like the rest of us. So, but man, dude, you got to stay connected, So he does stupid things just like everybody else, just like Mr. Dipshit with his big following and his, how there are 600,000 Chinese sleeper cell people are in the country now. And it's like, oh my God. I get it. Trump's all pissy because they're doing it, but they instigate it. Just how about it's like the character of a person. Why doesn't anybody hold a person accountable anymore? It's like, ugh. I don't know. You actually me to leave the yolk runny before I put it in the sandwich and for the bologna to be fried already. Oh, there you go. Hadn't quite thought of that. I like fried bologna. Zombie Force, what's up, man? Mike, what's up? Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival. Too soon to tell Tuesday. Hey, it's a terrific Tuesday. Because you know why? You know why today is terrific? Because we all woke up, we're still breathing, and apparently life is still smooth enough that we're all able to get on the internet and we can talk. And that's kind of a cool thing. I just thought it was kind of funny, man. You get up and you see this whole little click things, and there's the thumbnail, and I'm like, my God, this dude's like trying to spark things up. And I love how they spin what he says out of control, which, and he does. He says, there's nothing wrong with fact checking. Nothing wrong with fact checking. You know, I'm not a big fan of this whole Intel stock thing. You know, I think that's stupid. I think it's stupid for our government to get involved. That's not how it's supposed to work. That's like the opposite. Like, government doesn't own stock. So I'm not down with that. I don't understand all the fine details, but I just know that a government shouldn't make laws that you have to buy a product, and the government shouldn't be buying stock in companies. I'm not down with that. There's one version of overreach, and then there's another version of an overreach, and that's your you can't justify putting them in check if you're going to step out of the boundaries too. It just doesn't work that way. That's not it's not balanced. If we can still be vertical and lay down horizontal, I said we're doing pretty good, right? Wake up vertical, that is. Or any property outside of DC. Yeah. Thank goodness for the Nancy Pelosi Act. Yeah. People that run the government own most of the stock. They own good chunks of it. I don't, it's not all of them. You know, I will say that I've kind of realized that's a common term that gets thrown out. All of them, all them, all of them, all of them. And it's like, really, when you look into it, no, there's actually, I got to say, you get to looking into some of that, dude, they kind of got this little hierarchy system, kind of like some junior high shit. It's kind of crazy. A four horseman ride tonight. Okay, everyone in the car, time to go fetch my dog. All right, well, just be careful, Blackbird. Dusty Country Road, Big Dusty, Little Dusty. How are y'all this morning? Tuck, what's up, buddy? Oh, thank you, Mike. It's the Bass Pro Shop mug. Ba-bam. To me, it is simple. Go back to how our founding fathers wrote the dang gun Constitution and throw out all the other garbage. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Blackbird's not leaving. We're just going on a ride while she goes and gets the dog. So we're going on a road trip. So pile in the Blackbirds ride. We're all going on a road trip. Canadian northern brother from another mother. What's up, buddy? We're gonna make it a good day. What's this? Have a good day? Like it's offered up. Like no. We're gonna make it a good day. You know what's up? That's how we roll. Yes, Chip Roy is running for AG. I gotta say, I haven't dug in a lot to this, but I'm not understanding their mentality with this shifting of stuff. It's like, okay, so when you people leave your position, like who takes your place? Like you're there. It's like that dumbass. Okay, so you're going to leave there, and now you're going to be the AG. Cool. Now, so who's the representative to replacing you? And then you do the same thing with the other shit, and it's just like, man. is okay. Oh, I guess so. Right. Christoph says, okay, let me see if I get this straight. It's okay to burn our flag? Well, no, apparently Trump is saying you get a year in jail now. Now, if you're in reference to what I was saying, I think it's that's what's stupid. You can't do that. Hey, Miss Cola, what's up? Morning, morning. So I mean, I understand what you're doing because yes, I don't want to. So okay, let's be clear. So let's just get it straight. And I don't know hell if I survive this statement after this, but I'm just going to say. So I am not okay with burning the flag. My personal, thoughts on the matter, I will keep to myself. But I will just sum it up with saying I am not okay personally with anybody burning my damn flag. So yes, that's the way I roll. Our government, on the other hand, should not have that kind of power to then say that your freedom of speech is now gone because it's this. You should be able to exercise that. The problem is that people don't want to hold those people accountable. Like people watch people do stupid shit and then throw it to a category. And so what bothered me with the Trump thing is him being the president trying to sign an executive order. And you know what? Here, let's just be blunt about this. This is so foolish and it makes him look bad. So it gives the other side validation because this is really stupid. One, let's just cut to the chase. He can't issue an executive order that becomes law. That's just not how it works. So that he can't go, oh, executive order, you're going to jail for a year. Yeah. It doesn't work that way. So it's just like, so that's pointless. So that meant that was all just verbiage that was spewed out, no different than some stupid ass channel just trying to get clicks and likes, spitting out shit. He did something and he made it sound in an emotional response. And it's like, yo, man, we got to slow that shit. So that to me, it painted a bad picture, and I wish he hadn't have chosen that path, make a statement about it, call them disrespectful, call them POSs, but don't do this whole, I'm signing an executive order, you're going to go to jail for a year. What? That doesn't hold up. You just embarrassed everything. Don't do that shit. That's just my 2 cents. If that pisses people off, it just pisses people off. What's up, Miss Sherry? And I said, morning, Miss Cola. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Bam, bam, bam. Right. I mean, it is. Don't get me wrong. But see, I mean, we need to hold people accountable. And then let's see. Oh, I was going to look. Yeah, Grumpy said, is Roy in a safe district? No, not really. Matter of fact, we got Brandon Herrera that's challenging the Tony Gonzalez dude, the Rhino dude down there. Exactly, Grumpy. I mean, you got the right to. It's just that, let people pay a $75 fine for, loosening a tooth or something. I don't know. You got to watch how you say things because, oh my God. Excuse me. President didn't have the power of arrest. I know, right, Zombie? That's why I got kind of flustered with it because it was like, man, you're giving all the Trump hate shit just fuel for the fire. Because it's making a foolish statement. And I just think that that's a bad call. It's matter of fact, to me, it's no different than like when he was sitting in the White House and he's talking with that South Korean president. Then somebody asked him about the Chinese, tariffs and stuff. So he said, well, with the terrorists, no, we're still going to allow, the students to come to the schools, and he says 600. Next thing you know, you got people out here that are like, oh, look, 600,000 Chinese soldiers. Oh, we're going to be invaded. And so it's the same thing. It's the hyperbolic talk. And I just really wish he hadn't have done that shit. I think it just makes him look immature, just like this other shit. Rescue, it does seem the proper answer always goes back to someone somewhere sometime missing a good ass baby doing it. Yep. If you could go back to where the moral compass was community supported and community endorsed, then we probably wouldn't have got this far. But when you destroy the family picture and you destroy the home ownership picture, and you then paint the picture and say that this whole force is always against you, all of a sudden you end up with a bunch of weak people that, oh, I can't do it, they don't allow it, oh, when, and it's a lot of whining. So I think that's what's kind of happened. My bad. Rescue, back in the day when a pile of nerds ripped the bully behind the gym is how we should handle the flag burners. Old school. Blue! What's up, Blue? And I just realized, hell, Blue, I sat there and I just scanned right over. You were there, and then I saw you at the bottom, and I was like, wait, oh, yeah. She said morning up there. I'm such a disrespectful asshole. What can I say? Oh, I'll have to show you my... Dude, y'all got to dig this. This is pretty cool. Let's see. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Where are you at? There you at. There we go, man. Bam. Nope, need to go down to here. There we go. Let's see. So this was the sunset last night. And I thought this was pretty cool. This is about, I think I was 280 feet up. Oh, by the way, heads up warning. My bad. So if flat Earth is your thing, you need to look away, because this is going to kind of show a rotation happening and the sun's going to set. So please look away. I'm not trying to freak you out. I thought this was just so cool. Yeah, you have to look at the footage from yesterday, Mike. Can't remember exactly when, but I just now am getting into this. So, I mean, this is like probably flight 10 or some shit. I'm real paranoid about it too. Carolina says, can't stay long, have 3 vehicles to get inspected and a long list of honeydews I need to get done today. Right on. Damn, 3 vehicles. I got yeah, but it freaks me out, Mike. It freaks me out. I gotta say, it's like, I don't know. It's like, okay, there goes, just release the money out into the air. Look, my money is flying away. Oh, yeah, wait, where did my money go? I can't see my money no more. It's a weird experience. I'm getting used to it, though. I want to try to make a few bucks and give me something to do, kind of keep my mind motivated. Once I'm clear of the trees, I lose the see. Yeah, in a way. But my next greatest fear is the damn hawks. The damn hawks. One went circling it the first day, and I'm like, hey, yo, back up. And then if I get too high, I do worry about, don't want to get caught up in, because the river's, not far, and so we get a lot of little Cessna kind of traffic and helicopter traffic that goes up and down the river as they're monitoring levels. And of course, we also have border shit that goes down nowadays. And I don't know, someday I might try to figure out a way to fast forward this or something. I don't know. I thought about trying to figure out a way to, I can see it's still got, and I will say that's another thing too. It records 4K at 30 frames, but it'll only record, 4 gigs, and then it starts another series. So I'll have to learn how to piece things together as I do bigger ones. Kiss off, have a good day, hon. What, a kiss off leave? Oh, Carolina's leaving. Zombie force. It's actually flat. So now you're going with the flat sun theory. So we went from flat earth to flat sun. All right, Carolina. Hey, y'all be careful. Keep your head on a swivel. Make it a good day. Morning, Teresa. Come dragging on in. 40 minutes later, I see how it is. Did you get them kiddos off to school? I was just sporting my sunset, which I guess I could be over here. No, I shifted sides. And I thought it was so cool because the batteries, it's got a 30-minute flat time. And so, you can just load up the battery and sit up there and literally watch. And it was so cool to be up there, no restrictions, and it's God's creation. I mean, that's how this all works. That's my 2 cents on things. So the creator is so awesome. Yep. Yeah, it's got a memory card. I got a 256 gig micro SD in it, and then it's got a 256 gig micro SD in the controller, because you can actually record to the controller to screenshot that, but it shows all the other information when you do that, which I haven't learned what all it does. It does. It ain't no big fancy one type thing. It's a DJI. Excuse me. And because I'm doing this again, and there's some new people, so I will want to clean up my I'm transparent. So I'm very transparent, and I tell people to get out from under the system and don't, get out of debt. I did finance this. So it is what it is. Hopefully I can make a few bucks and it'll pay for itself and everything's fine. And if not, well, it isn't the worst decision that I've ever made. Ooh, I might have to stop that here shortly. I was just spinning around. So that was my surround. This is my surround view shot. Oh, I think I hit the finger trigger on that one. I'm trying to just, like I said, I didn't edit anything. So I probably ought to chill. Let's see what I'm fixing to do now. That's the landscape around my place. So this is what's all around me. This is why I don't know. I guess I don't see the same fear and the same stuff. I'm not saying it ain't out there. I just there we go. All right, I have to chill on that one. I have to pick another one. I have the DJ Mini Pro. Okay, so see, I don't have the Pro version, so I have the Mini 3, but no Pro. I'm not a professional. Yeah, that was. This is the cheapest one I can find that actually was legit. I mean, there's cheaper ones monetary wise, but as far as the quality and everything, they just best battery life. I kept it under the 249 grams, so I didn't get the extended batteries or nothing. It's awful sending kids to school before summer is over. School here doesn't start until, yeah. Oh, and by the way, I meant to look up because Teresa said yes, but one stayed home. She has an appointment later. Oh, okay. Well, I hope everything's okay. Um, let's see. What I flew over the lake again. Okay, it's not that one. Not that one. Oh, no, there. Maybe this one. Let's see what happened. All good? Okay, cool. My daughter's birthday is 4 days before school starts. Man. Okay, so I'll share this one. I just, I will say one thing about it. It just, it validates just the creator for me. See, I'm gonna put myself over in the other corner so that way you can see most of it. I think I spin it around to show you like a 360. Yeah. There's the one lake. That was that lake I showed y'all yesterday that had the lily pads. Oh, Huckleberry was wanting to put a flipper on. You don't stop licking windows, Teresa. I'm putting hot horseradish and ghost pepper spray on them. Oh yeah, I flew back out over the lake. Oh, thanks, Kiss Off. Man, this look used to look so much better because it's like, see, I can't. It's hard to explain. So, like all this that you see, this growth right here, see how it's different from this layer right here? That's because after the first time back in, I don't know, uh, what was that, the 90s? the mid 90s, early 90s. Yeah, the early 90s. The first flood came and knocked out the river back here, and it flooded all this. All this was underwater. Well, then that spurred all this growth right here. And then now we've just had this other flood, and that's what's backing all this green growth up. But this used to be, I don't know, it was really cool. It still is, but because that's the river back here that you can see in this background right here. That's actually, if you need to look it up, it's the Trinity River. I mean, I don't really worry about opsecking myself, you know. It's like whatever. Look at there. And Huck, just to know, I was even thinking of you whenever I went back to fly over that, and I thought, here, I'll have to kind of go slow and really kind of show around that. That'll really kind of tease Huckleberry. He can just imagine throwing that frog jig up on there, coming off them lily pads. And I tell you, man, anybody, you know, I would say anybody, reach out, we'll work it out. But if you want to come down, depending on, you know what, I'm straight up about it. So hell, I'll even look in the camera when I do it. Look, if I'm okay with you coming down, let's talk. If I'm cool with it, come on down. You ain't got to have a license. You ain't got to have nothing. Come on down, fish. We'll camp out. We'll hang out. We can barbecue. I ain't stressing. This spot right here, man, it used to be the shit where that little stick is in the water right there. There used to be a ramp right there. You could jump with skis. But see, all this is grown up now. All that's grown up. You used to could make laps around it. Matter of fact, look, they still haven't recovered from the storm. There's people still here that are still suffering the damn flood that we had years ago. It varies now, Hook, and I, you know, to be honest, I'm not quite sure anymore because after two major floods, it used to be, it was deep enough, you know, we'd like out there in the middle, it'd be 14, 20 feet deep. But now with all the silt and all the shit that's ran in it, I don't know. And that's all fed from the artesian lake that's back up over in here. Whew, had to sneeze. I figured you'd like this little patch right here. I know that they like this little patch. The people that live right there, they can stand out there on that porch and they can throw up there and get them underneath them lily pads. Thank you, ma'am. I was hoping I hit the mute button in time. Pilgrim, what's up? Yeah, this is my neck of the woods, man. So, you know, maybe as I show people a little bit more around me, you can kind of understand. And it's not that I'm like ignorant or naive to what goes down in cities or nothing. I choose. It's like that. Houston is down over this way, you know, a couple hours. So don't. It's we got a toilet bowl right down there. That's where that one stopped. Um, yeah, I want to try to do some more. I also am trying to, you know, kind of learn my way around so that I also don't want to like, you know, I don't want to intrude on nobody. So I ain't trying to like, Be the eagle eye. And yeah, come on down. Get old Kiss Off down here. Bring Chuck. Get Huckleberry down here. Morning, Mama. Oh, well, thank you, Kiss Off. Do some cleaning, creeping. I want to get back there and make some runs up and down the river. But I got to tell you, which if Mike's still listening, that's another thing that always scares the shit out of me is the distance, man. But I've been watching these people with these damn videos, man, and they go a good little ways. I'm just like, ooh, but man, this is the woods up in here. So if that thing gets too far, I don't know. I know it's got the return to home thing. I guess it might come a day when that feature gets tested, you know? But it's like, I don't know, you watch it and it just goes away and then you start looking at the screen and you're like, I don't know, man. And I keep my little map pulled up so I can kind of keep track of where it is in case a bird knocks it down, because that is another thing that freaked me out. I did realize how easy those props will stop. I mean, it smacks them, something. But I also was like, ooh. Yeah, I almost had that last night. I decided to go ahead and leave it up there when watching that battery go down to 30%. And I was like, where does the math kick in that it's like, okay, battery life is this, but you're this far away and it's only going to travel against the wind this fast. So are you going to make it back in time? Aha. Thanks, Teresa. Thanks, Kiss Off. Miss Sherry. I will say that. Hold on. I'll mute myself so it isn't real loud. She said, morning, y'all. So if I drop the link, does anybody want to come up? I mean, because if nobody wants to come up, I don't feel like dropping the link just for it to linger for any troll. But if somebody wants to come up, I'd gladly drop it. What's up, Rabbit? I have found out, Mike, or at least I say found out. I listened to somebody talk about it, but apparently you can plug a mic in to the bottom of your controller, and then it'll record your audio. Okay. Here we come. Bam, bam. Copy link. Go here, here, and paste. There we go. Yeah, I mean, I totally dig it, but it freaks me out at the same time. I think the next thing I need to do is I need to label my batteries so I can rotate them kind of appropriately. Kind of keep them even wearing. Loading tools. Man. I got my gutter part attached to the tomato table yesterday. Well, I mean, I got it attached, but yesterday I finished with my little wiring for supports to keep the tray opened up. There he is.
Gathering the tools, rescue. Oh my God.
That's it, man.
Yeah, got to get it done.
Got to get it done. Hey, I will let anybody wondering. I get it. You get frustrated. You're working. And you're like, man, this working shit is for the birds. But let me tell you, just from personal experience, when you can't do it, you're going to miss it. So
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Rescue. Drone's awesome, bro. I love that freaking thing. It's one of my favorite purchases. Now my dog's mad at me. Sorry.
Oh, that's good.
One of my favorite purchases. All told, I've had 3 drones, different ones. I had the Mini 2 before I got the Mini 3, and I also have the Neo, that little tiny one that DJI makes.
The flip.
Bro, I've barely used that thing. It's so loud. It's so loud. It's so small. It's so loud. Oh my god.
I gotta say, I wasn't shocked, but I was like, damn, okay, that's got a little bit more than I was. Because when it takes off, you can, and all of a sudden you're on your feet, you can just feel that thrust, and it's like, oh, you got your little torque going.
And as loud as the Mini 3 is, hang on a second, buddy. I'm gonna click into my little phone holder here. There, thank God. There, now we're talking. As loud as the Mini 3 is, the Neo is more high pitched. It is it's a screamer, man. And it's tiny. It's about the size of the palm of your hand. Weighs like nothing. And it's basically just a follow me kind of thing. Just take it off and go through the presets and let it go.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You can control it through your phone or your RC controller. Or you can just hit the presets on it and let it go, and then check out everything in the what do they call it? The Mimo app that pairs with it. Handy, man. I think I have replaced all of my GoPros and stuff like that with all DJI cameras because they are far superior, work better, and last longer than GoPros. So
I gotta say, man, because I've actually been thinking about this for the longest time, and then I just kind of get that little bug, and so I dive into the research, and I'm listening, and I'm looking up, and I'm reading, and then I kind of pull back off, and I go, and then about a month later, I'm like, so I've been digging in this particular one. I mean, the Pro is definitely better. The Mini 3 Pro has a little bit better features, but it also has the money involved.
Exactly.
It looked like this 3 Mini was just like the whole overall. Because you can get them that are half the price, but it's got the clone name. You can tell, it's like a Juja, and it's like, wait a minute, who the hell is Juja? That looks just like the DJI. And it's kind of like, yeah, right, that's going to be the cheap ass clone. And people don't realize this. And my knowledge comes from more on the computer side of things, but the problem with clones is this lighter. So when this original lighter gets made, it's got a quality of metal and plastic and the tubing and all this plays into part. And then when somebody wants to clone it, all of a sudden this metal becomes a crappier metal. This plastic becomes a thinner, shittier metal plastic. So everything drops down. Well, when it comes to electronics, that's your quality of your copper. Do you want dirty copper? Do you want dirty gold that they're using for the fingers on memory and shit like that? You want good clean, and that's where the price used to come. People used to ask me about building computers, and they'd go, well, why is yours a little higher? I said, because the boards that I pick all have quality, actual 100% gold plating on them and not trash. It's not trash boards. And they last. That's why it's actually that computer right there that's right behind that chicken coop sign. Hell, that case right there, that's a 15-year-old computer, and I can plug it up right now and plug a monitor in. Awesome. It'll boot right up.
It's you're absolutely right, man. The quality of things when you go for, like you said, a clone or somebody who's trying to do a copy of something, it's not what you were hoping for. That's for sure.
Well, they're not the original, so just think about that. The simple, basic math. So they're not the original. So how can they do it cheaper than the original people if they're not shortcutting on parts?
Exactly. I think the only way they can is shortcut people on parts. And
The
Like
quality
you said,
of it,
lesser
it looks
quality
the same.
everything. Lesser quality everything across the board. It's we deal enough with the planned obsolescence, right?
Yep.
It's it sucks,
Sure.
but it's a fact of life anymore. Everything is designed to break. Everything is designed to be replaced in the next couple of years, right? I mean, shit, you can't even buy a washing machine that's going to last 5 years. You can't buy a microwave that's going to last 5 years anymore. Most vehicles are total shit anymore. It used to be you could say, oh, this Dodge is a good car, or that Chevy is a great car, or this Toyota is something that's going to last forever. And anymore, if you go to a dealership, you're rolling the dice with what you buy. Pilgrim,
Oh, it's
100%
all the same.
disposable society. Yes.
It's all the same shit. I mean, they're almost even starting to all look alike.
Yeah. Yeah, like they're all made by the same people, made to fail.
But see, now here comes a little dark thing. This will give you some food for thought. So this is part of the mind programming that leads you into the robotic world. Because see, here's the one thing about AI robots building stuff. It's not going to have any personal touch into it. So there's not going to be any fluff. There's going to be the uniform color. There's going to be the uniform look to this, because that's what can be produced by robotic stuff. Is this? You can't customize personality because coding doesn't have personality. So you have to slowly get people accustomed to where, well, we all drink out the same coffee cup. We all wear the same hat. We all start to, use the same barbecue pit. We all use the same phone. Now all of a sudden we start to drive the same car. We all use the same truck. Yeah, it's the same 3 colors. And next thing you know, 40 years from now, we're literally the fat people on a hover chair, just like in Wall-E. And we're going, hey, what's up?
You're not wrong, bro.
What's up,
You're not wrong at all. Not wrong at all. I believe.
Oh, hey, one
believe
sec,
that.
Mike, 1 sec. So, Eric, because I just now realized I didn't answer your thing earlier. So, no, sir. I just looked in the emails and I thought I had saw the pictures with the kittens, but now I don't know where it went. So, no, sir, I didn't. I don't remember. I don't know about reading anything. I remember pictures. And then the second thing was Best Life, and the drone is a DJI Mini 3 is the one that I'm using. And I got the one. Oh, yeah. And so just show you. So
it's a badass. Believe that.
So this is the controller. So this is where, y'all think I'm naive and that rescue just don't know, because I don't, buy into all the other shit so much. But, hey, I got my own little paranoias. So I started to do the cheaper version. And you know why I didn't do the cheaper version? Because I got to looking at that controller and I went, wait a minute, so you want me to plug my phone up to this controller and then download your app into my phone, which now has access to my text messages and my emails and can listen to, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and bump up another few $100 and go ahead and get this controller here so you can stay your ass out of my phone.
That's it. So with the Mini 2 back in the day, this was before they had the RC controller with the cool screen in it, right? So there was no option. You had to get your phone or your tablet attached to that thing, and that was the only thing you could do. The cool thing about it was it stored all that stuff right to your phone for easy sharing. The bad thing about it was it stored all that stuff to your phone for easy sharing. You start recording in like 4K, and holy shit, man, you are racking up the gigabytes quick.
Well, and the problem is when you do that, though, this is the one thing I kind of was like, I'm not saying that the information isn't going to be on your controller version, but when you record directly to the phone, all your metadata, all your longitude, latitude, all this is now part of that. So
now you got me grabbing my drone bag.
Right.
I'm going to have to take this with me today.
You never know if you get that good shot.
Well, there's going to be some evolutions coming here. I started my own business recently. I'm Hudson Valley Tile Man now. But I've spent the last 20 years as a renovation contractor, right? fixing up old homes, building new ones, trying to do right by people. You know, there's so many fly-by-nights around, ripping people off, just writing contracts and stealing people's money. I always strove to end those kind of horror stories, right? I hated it. I saw so many elderly people and young couples who were just naive get taken advantage of.
Yep. Morning, people.
And it was always my goal to try and put an end to that. So about 3 weeks ago, I had somebody reach out to me and they said, "Hey, can you come take a look at something for me?" Well, sure. And I go up there and I take a look, and they had hired a contractor who gave them a sweet number on this whole home renovation, and then proceeded to gut these people's house, screw up everything, bro. From the windows to the electric to the plumbing to the framing, the sheathing on the house. I've got to meet manufacturer reps out there from Anderson and Zip System just to see if I can remedy the situation and not have to remove everything from their house and then replace it all.
Yeah.
So I figure the best way to go about it is to document the whole thing as closely as I can. So it'll take the former contractor's getting sued. There's no ifs, ands, or maybes about it. He took these people for a lot, hopefully for more than just the contract price, and they can get on to damages. And then maybe even whatever it costs for me to remedy all the things that they screwed up. So I figure the best way to document it is take my fancy cameras that I have that I'm halfway decent with, and just record it all. Record all of it. Create a new channel to put all that on, so that folks aren't diving through Hudson Valley prepping and survival and like, what the hell's all this construction shit, man? They do that all the time. That's why I started the hunting channel, because I feel that hunting and fishing and all that outdoor stuff kind of goes hand in hand with preparedness, but apparently a lot of other people don't.
No, there's see, that's where I guess I get it. I've ruffled feathers, because prepping is just, it's like that. It's like fixing the farm, the soffit, if it goes bad, fixing the tile, or learning to do things. And it's not, not to employ nobody, but it's just one, it even works if you don't want to do the work. If you'll understand how it works, then if you're getting a shit job. So just understanding how things go.
Yeah, expanding your knowledge, right? I mean,
that's, to me, is preparedness. Preparedness is just every day learn something.
Yeah, self-sufficiency, right? I'm an independent man, don't need no woman, right?
That's it. I don't need no damn woman.
I'm an independent man, don't need no woman.
I can make my own. I can cook my own pancakes.
I fry an egg like it's nobody's business, Rescue.
That's it. I know how to boil water.
I can make coffee, hard-boiled eggs, and anything else I need.
That's it.
Pasta, forget about it.
Ramen noodles are awesome.
Ramen. All right. Well, I think I am just about ready to shove off here for the day, my friend. I got to get my oogly googlies on. Woohoo!
Oh, look at you.
Rock and roll. I'd take you with me, but as soon as I leave the Wi-Fi here, it's over. These are fresh from my son's new college campus. Shout out to the kid. You're crushing it. I'm so proud of you.
Is that their school color? The lime green?
Yeah, well, green. Green, forest green, white, and black, I believe. The Plymouth State Panthers. And what I found out yesterday is the kid has signed up to be an NCAA athlete, and he will be running track for Plymouth State University coming up here real soon.
Well, that's pretty damn cool. And
yeah, I thought so too.
Not to take away from that, but at least the boys still have a chance.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, it's like because it's like that. What if that was your daughter instead? You know, if it was a daughter instead of a son, well, now it's like, damn, is your daughter putting in all that work, and then you're going to have some stupid little shithead administrator is going to say, oh, no, we're going to let him be part of that. Next thing you know, I watched a clip, dude. There was some dude, I don't know what state it was in, but it was a track meet. And it was one of those dudes that says, oh, well, I'm a girl because I didn't amount to anything in the guys category. So I'm going to act like I'm a female now because then I can come smoke the girls. Well, he did, dude. He's around that track. And that dude had like 100-yard lead on all the girls. And you could see the whole pack of the females were all typical track. You know, they're all kind of within each other because it's like, and his ass is like 100 yards in ahead. And it's like, how can you even sit and go, yeah,
this is fair?
Yeah, it just
ridiculous.
Hopefully we'll slowly clean that shit up.
Yes, sir. I think the T-Man did something about that, but again, you know, executive order.
That's it.
And like I'm like you, bro. I am tired of executive orders. I am tired of the bullshit. It's time for Congress to do its fucking job.
Yep. We're going to see what happens because I think next year that we just kind of got to make it through this year. This is the bubbling of what's going to come next year. Yeah. If we're going to be headed on a different direction, it'll happen next year. Either there'll be accountability we'll start to see, or you won't see it, and then you'll know which direction we're headed.
True story. True story.
Well, don't work too hard.
My sweet puppy. We'll see you later.
Keep your head on a swivel.
Oh, always. We'll see how far we get before you lose me. Then you'll have to just give me the boot. I'll ride this thing out till it's gone. Okay.
What's up, Moonchild? Says I identify as a pancake, best eaten after flipped on both sides. Pilgrim says, what do you think about the flag burning executive order? Well, Pilgrim, I just got through talking about that, and just to sum it up, I think it's a stupid idea. Not that I'm all about burning my flag. Don't burn my flag. I mean, if anything, let me pay a $75 disorderly conduct fine, and then that way we can loosen a few teeth or something, and then that sends a different message. I don't agree with him signing an executive order because the bottom line, dude, is it's fruitless. He can't sign an executive order and lock somebody up for a year. So that's just the hyperbolic rhetoric is no different than when we talk about people wanting the clicks and the likes and these, the fear thumbnails. To me, that's the same thing. He spouted off some shit at a desk because he didn't like them burning the flag, and I get it. But you can't flex like that. You just make yourself look stupid.
You think it's like strong words with nothing behind it?
Well, it's you deflate, the power because you keep flexing, and so you're deflating because you can't do it. You can't lock anybody up for a year. So you just put on this whole scene that feeds right into the left. That's saying, see, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's stupid. Well, you just did it. You just sat there and signed an executive order saying you're going to jail for a year if you burn an American flag, when everybody in their right mind knows that that's bullshit. You can't do that. You don't pass the law.
I think the worst part is that they say this kind of stuff, right? Like, oh, you're going to go to prison for a year if you burn a flag. I think it entices people to do it more sometimes.
Well, they're going to prove him wrong. This is exactly it, Mike. Exactly it. They're going to prove him wrong. Hey, we got a cool picture he froze in. Damn, we'll have to. Yeah, we could capture that one. Look, he's looking me dead in my eyes too. Look, and he's got a serious look. Now he's wanting to come back up, but he's got smiles. I don't know. I'm kind of liking this serious, like looking me dead in my eye look too. He's froze, just staring me down.
I told you I was going to disconnect from the Wi-Fi.
Worked out good. But now it's just because it deflates the importance. Like, some executive orders that he does, it has impact. Like he can do this to set a ball in motion. It's not that he solves things with executive orders, but he can initiate things. And so that's okay, fine. This is stupid, and this just makes it look stupid, and now they're going to play on that. You watch. You're fixing to see more flags burn, people are going to go out there. They're going to intentionally be doing it just to show him going, see, you can't do anything. And that's why that was the stupidest move, man. You can't flex. It's kind of like the person that stands on the other side of the fence going, yeah, you're just lucky I'll whoop your ass. You're lucky you're on that side of the fence. I'll whoop your ass. And then somebody finally goes, no, what's he going to do when I climb over the fence? And you climb over the fence and then the dude runs. And you're like, wait.
Being from New York, we're taking the bolt cutters to that fence, bro. I'm going straight through it. Straight through it. Apparently, school buses are back on the menu. It looks like these guys are out doing their practice routes. So if you're on the roads, folks, watch out for them school buses, please. The kids are important. Keep them safe any way you can. And if it's just paying a little bit more attention on the road for them flashing red and yellow lights, we all know they like to just throw on the red lights and slam on the brakes in front of us because they forgot about little Johnny over there on the side road. So pay a little bit more attention. 'Tis the season. The kids are going back to school.
Well, and let's not forget that with all the shit that we've gone through, bus drivers ain't the same bus drivers they were before COVID. So these are new batches, and not all of them know actually what they're doing.
True story. True story. They hire new ones here every year because, well, it's a great job for somebody who's retired who already has an income. They don't pay that well. Even here in New York, Dan, I think bus drivers are under $20 an hour. So it's a labor of love, 100%. And
you got to deal with all the kids
off to everybody who brought my kids home safe over their elementary, middle, and high school careers. Hats off to the school bus drivers, man. Big shout out to you guys. Appreciate you. And I was blessed to have a few great bus drivers for my kids. The kind of guys that didn't take no shit, but definitely weren't going to let anything happen to your kids. Super blessed to have the bus drivers that we had over the years.
I think mine only rode the bus a little bit, and then mainly we just took them because it was just part of. By the time you drive out of here, hell, you're passing by the damn school at the intersection, get up on the highway to go to work, anyways. We just take them, but we had some, and it comes and goes. That's. I think sometimes we have a tendency of looking at a job and then applying special standards to a person that holds that job versus anybody else. And it's like a bus driver. We seem to think that because they're a bus driver that somehow they're elevated to some special status. It's like, oh, no. This can be grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, your brother driving that school bus that drove a Ford Fiesta for the last 20 years and now got put in a bus. So this can happen. And that's when you watch them climb the curbs because they don't know how to make the turns. Because, wait, my Ford Fiesta wasn't this long. Why am I hitting the curbs?
What do you mean this thing's rear wheel drive?
Yeah. So, it's a crazy thing. And, Cherokee, I saw the Rampage Jackson thing with his son. And, dude, it's a sign of the times. I mean,
things are getting weird with a capital W.
Yep.
I wonder if CERN didn't suck us into another dimension at some point in time, whether it be on purpose or accidentally. Because I might have to rename the live stream to Weird Shit Wednesdays.
Right. I'm telling you, man, I still think that somehow I got so depressed that somehow I think I'm laying somewhere in a coma still or something. I woke up.
Well, then we're comatose together, my friend. Cheers.
You're part of my programming. That's cool. That's why I said that one time. I said, you know what? If this Matrix shit's for real and I'm like in some little bubble somewhere with some shit plugged into me, if I ever do wake up, I'm going to beat the living dog shit out of whoever programmed this, because you could have programmed me a way better scenario than what's been going on.
For sure. For sure.
So many things are upside down. But see, I was from the digital age. You know, I mean, I did work, and so I didn't really participate as the social media was growing and becoming a thing. I saw it at the beginning, did some beta testing, and then kind of took off life, raised my kids. Then I come back to it, and then you just like all this. I don't know, man. It just seemed weird, dude.
It's weird. It's weird. It definitely feels manufactured at best, right?
Well, people, it's funny because now, and I don't know how this is going to come out, so I'm sure I have a tendency to offend people. It's like, so everybody talks about like DC or Washington being, you know, a script. Oh, they're all actors, but I think it's everybody. I think that's what society does. I think that's what people in society have slowly become, the reality TV people that they sat there and got bombarded with on TV. And the movies that people got bombarded with, they actually stepped into those roles. And it's like, and this will sound, I'm just going to really make this basic. Like when I grew up, I was a kid that looked at John Wayne. I looked at Robert Conrad. Those were like idols. Those were like, man, check out them. Ooh, Pappy Bowington, Black Sheep. Yeah. It's like there's a whole level now that doesn't have that as their role model is the reality TV star. That was, you know, you've got Marriage that is now put up as a reality TV show, you know, and it's like, who picks a marriage like that? Who picks a partner for life that way? But this is a mental jacking. And I think people have just, even the people that didn't want to participate have participated. They fall victim to it. That, you know, and you fall into the narrative because it's the way people talk. It's like the hyperbolic talk. It's not just politicians, you know. Social media promotes it.
Yeah, it's across the board. Across the board. Yeah, role models are unfortunately a thing of the past. You know, there's so many broken homes that a lot of kids, young men, guys out there nowadays are trash and knocked up their girlfriend and disappeared and have no part in raising the child that they created. And you have a lot of fatherless, moralless, directionless society at this point.
Yep. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, you got 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, all these kind of the rap, and I'm not knocking rap, you know, whatever, but it's the lyrics in it. So you're literally calling women all these ugly names, you know, You're glorifying the money, you're devaluing human life, and this is the picture that gets portrayed. Uh-oh.
I'm busy live streaming. We'll have to talk later.
He's talking to Texas.
That's right. Talk to you later, whoever you were anyway. Non-stop action here today. Today's the two-state tour, Rescue. Two-state tour. New York to Connecticut, back to New York. Hopefully I don't have to hit Massachusetts at all today.
Massachusetts?
Yep. We just call them massholes around here.
Massholes?
Massholes. That's how they drive, massholes.
Damn. See, now that just goes to show you. This is so funny. So you live in a state, and it's so small that you can literally drive across 3 states to go do a job and then come back.
It's true. It's true. New York is not like that. I think if you tried to drive from Montauk, the tip of Long Island, all the way out in the Atlantic Ocean to Buffalo, it's going to take you probably 14 hours. When you include the arm of New York that is Long Island, New York rivals Texas, I guess, as far as size would be concerned. It's probably, let's see, it's 3.5 hours from me to there, another hour and 15 to the border. So 4:45 plus 7 hours from north to south to get through New York State.
But is that the traffic congestion or is that distance?
No, that's like GPS telling you from Manhattan to Chateauguay is like 7.5 hour drive, and that's taking the highways at 65, 70 miles an hour.
Hey, that'll almost get you halfway across the state of Texas.
Yeah, Texas is huge. Did you hear the everybody complaining, especially the African countries, about redrawing the global map to put Africa at the stature that it really is, because it's highly undersized on maps apparently.
Oh, undersized.
Yeah, they're pretty ticked off about it. They said, it doesn't represent how big Africa actually is, and to fit it on the maps, they actually had to shrink it way down just so things looked proportional.
Oh, right on, PJ. She said got up early to go vote for the local mayor and council. That's it, because I'm going to tell y'all, that's a good reminder. So you want to know about your alien invasion in November? Well, what your alien invasion in November is that there's so many local elections that are going down for mayors in some of these democratic cities and these city councils in these democratic towns and shit. That's why they don't want you to pay attention to that. They're trying to maintain is what power they have. I looked into that. We're just kind of curious how many elections were going down this November, because I thought it was kind of ironic how the alien thing comes out, and I'm like, why? What's the push behind that? And then I got to looking at all the elections. There's one state, I can't remember if that's Virginia or one of the Carolinas. One of the states is like fixing to redo like all of their legislative body gets reelected. Well, I'm sorry, if you want to talk about a state doing a dynamic change, don't pay attention to that and let a certain body get installed and watch the state flip. So maybe that's why they don't want you to pay attention.
That's interesting. I don't know. Yeah.
We're starting to lose him. Uh-oh. Look, his signal thing blinked out. It's coming back. Oh, he's got it full bars. Now it's down to none. Oh, yeah, you can tell he's hitting the signal bounce because, look, he's going full bars to no bars, full bars, no bars. That's usually when your signal's in an umbrella and you're sitting there and you're peaking and going down. There he is. Oh, got 3 bars. There's 4.
They do get high and low, and they keep the cell towers on high. So you get too low, you ain't getting jack squat for service.
There we go. Look, he's got one little sliver of a ball. Yes, sir. We got you.
I'm back.
Woo. Yes, sir.
Nice. So I think I know it's the AI stuff, and there's
there went the robot. The valleys, they're fighting us. Now he's got full bars.
30-40 seconds. Should be back.
Roger that. Yeah, and Roberts said something about apparently there's a new drone that the U.S. tested, stayed aloft for 3 hours and 11 minutes. The Q-12.
Wow, that's pretty good. So they've the drone technology, even on the civilian side, we can get drones nowadays that can take off and land in water. Water is no longer a problem. They have drones that can go from the air to the water without issue. It's evolving. It's evolving way faster than I ever thought it could.
Oh, dude, have you seen that? The one that they call Manta Ray? It's an underwater drone scout ship that we have that does surveillance. It's called Manta Ray, and it's actually shaped like a manna. That's what it does. It's surveillance, and it's got solar panels on top of the wings, so it can surface and float on the top and recharge the batteries.
Wow!
And dive back down. Andrill, that Lucky Palmer, They're developing something similar to that, and it's cargo style underwater drone containers. They can either be used to deploy people, material, whatever. But they're it's like a sub that goes under, and it goes its path where it's programmed, and if the batteries get low, it'll surface and has solar panels on top to recharge. And
Incredible. Yeah.
you can take basically a SEAL group all around the globe if you wanted to, underwater when nobody, So yeah,
Wild.
there's a lot of focus, and when you think about it as a country, dude, you gotta deal with the ocean, but you also got to deal with space too. So we've got top and bottoms because you have other powers that are all focusing on those too. And you can't let people that don't see things like you do get the advantage. It won't turn out good.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Imagine the stuff that they have that we're not allowed to know about. You see some of the stuff that's out nowadays, and it's like, wow, just mind blowing. Like holy shit, we have that, and then come to find out, well, we got things that are a hell of a lot more advanced than that. We just can't tell anybody about it.
Well, you won't know it until we need to use it, and I get that mentality. You develop something, and you know that this is the baddest ass on the block. You want to keep it in reserve as long as you can, because the minute you use it, now everybody knows that that's the option, and they'll start working on it. So you kind of gotta pick your battles wisely. I will say, dude, Andril, that company Andril, if I lived up in the northern part, I think he's building it in Ohio. It's one of his plants. It might be Indiana, but if I was up in that, man, I'd so love to work with him. That dude's going to go a long way. He's all about the defense contracts, but he doesn't agree with this whole sucking taxpayer money. He's like, if you're a legitimate company, then develop your damn product and take it and go, and here's what I can do. And this
take it to market.
No, hey, give me X amount of dollars and we'll work on that. Bullshit. Bring something
of value. Yeah. Bring something of value to market, and then sell your product, right?
That's it. And dude, he's coming a long way. I got to say, I forgot the name of his software right off. But dude, when you listen to him talk about his envisioning of this, you go, oh shit, dude. So imagine this. You have an F-35 pilot that's flying on a mission, but he has 2 drone F-35s on his left and 2 drone F-35s on his right. So as he's flying, they go ahead and advance. They can actually engage in a dogfight. And then if he needs, he can actually deploy. It's like a missile, only as it drops and goes, it then scatters into, I think it was 40 little drones that launch out, and then those can actually hit individual targets boom, 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 on the ground. So you think of the capabilities, and then you watch some of the cool shows like we do during the holidays where you see the big sailing ship of drones or the drag, and you go, dude, the swarm thing. I mean, because it's like people can talk shit. You can be a big badass, but let's all really get real. The one little red wasp, you're right. You're gonna smack him. He's gonna sting. You're like, when those 50 red wasps decide to all hit you at once, I don't give a shit how big and badass you are. You're going down, son. That's all there is.
Scream and run.
That's it. So you figure that if we ended up in a combat thing, and dude, you can launch something that's this, 14 inches long, maybe 6 inches wide. But when it goes up, it deploys into like 40 little, say, nitroglycerin vials, like 40 little nitro vials that just go down in independent locations. You can scatter a whole area, dude. And the shit that we used to have to fly bombers for, we send a dude on a dirt bike with a backpack that has 4 drones in the back, and he just annihilates a whole mountain damn near nowadays.
So I had a New York State trooper follow me into the gas station here in a SUV, unmarked, and he got out of the vehicle with a T-shirt on, multicam pants, multicam belt rig, multicam holster, All multicam. Our police are being militarized. Rescue.
Well, you guys kind of got a heavy concentrated illegal problem, I gotta say.
Migrant problem. Most of the people that are here in New York are here apple picking, fruit picking, working the farms. Again, this is the breadbasket of the Hudson Valley. So, oh, look, another one. There's a whole team of camouflage state police.
So let me ask you, so how do you feel about that? So do you think, like, I don't even know how to ask the question.
I think police should wear high vis vests. I think their cars should be brightly colored. I think they should be there to protect the people. However, the Supreme Court has ruled that a police officer's weapon is for their protection alone. It is your job to protect yourself. They are not here to protect you. They are here to enforce the laws. So policing, as it used to be known, no longer exists. And I think they are revenue generators for the state. The one police officer that I would really, really trust in my area is my local sheriff, because he's elected by the people. And if he's doing things that people don't like, he will not be there when next election comes.
This is true.
The state police, the towns, those are all hired guns. They're hired guns. They hire the people who they feel are the most qualified to do what they fucking tell them to do, right? Police officers are granted discretion in whether they enforce a law or not, right? They pull you over, they're either going to give you a warning or they're going to give you a ticket. That's their discretion. We need more of that. We need more of that. We need more of those people that are going to say, this law ain't right. I'm not going to enforce it. I feel that as a police officer, this is unconstitutional. I'm just not going to enforce it. It's nullification by the authorities, you know? Yep. I think that's what can help right this ship a lot faster than Congress or legislators or anything else. The people who actually go out and do the things, putting an end to this.
Yeah. I will say that I've always seen, and hopefully you don't take no offense to this, because I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. New York is just, that is the beginning of the corrupt police force.
Yes, sir.
When you just look at how America came to be, that was our main dumping ground as everybody came in. So that's where the metropolitan, the British, Europe mentality kind of still existed. So they came up with the little, we had patrol cops, we had stacking people up. That's kind of where all that began. Not saying that we didn't have batshit crazy stuff down here, because we had the rogue sheriffs. You'd have, hell, for the longest time, we had to make up the law as you go. It's like if you had the biggest gun, you can make the law. Just there, somebody shot you or something, then that was the law.
Now, during Andrew Cuomo's reign here in New York, he established a budgeted secret police force that had no authority, reported directly to him, and nobody knows who they are, how many they are, what they do, or what their purpose is. And now you have a lot of these joint task force between where they call it a public-private partnership. And that's where the fusion centers and things like that come into play, where state authority works with federal authority to surveil and track and trace citizens of the United States. Wild.
Well, it's heavily concentrated up there, and I can kind of see it, and I'm not trying to sound like I'm some kind of political guru dude or nothing. Hell, I'm about as ignorant as can be, but it's just looking at it from the overall, you kind of had the major concentration of people come. So most of your corruption, not saying we're all corrupt, but you look at the breeding ground, kind of like a drug dealer. You want to look for the meth lab. You can find the users all over, but to me, that's the corrupt lab is up there. It's not so much just New York, but it's just that collective states. And it's because they're neighbored up and they're all been in power, and they don't want to give up that power. That's the biggest thing.
Yep. Absolute power, corrupt. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rudy Giuliani kind of had been a big change on New York. And see, and it's just like you can look back on some things. It's like the Patriot Act. Yeah, that had bad shit. But some of the other stuff that people will attach, I don't think it starts off that way. I think it's bad people see the weakness and stuff. So you do things with good intention.
Yeah.
It's kind of like around here, we got a property thing in Texas called Prop 211. And what it does is it changed the voting. If you have an HOA or a property organization, association or something, it changes the way the votes are. So the old school way was all the votes had to be mailed out, all the votes had to come back. You had to win 50% of those votes. Now you could say whatever, your grass has to be 4 inches tall or whatever, but you had to send out all the ballots.
You had to have the will of the people
back and then actually win that. We'll see. Prop 211 is these little people that want to control power. And so what they did is they say, well, you mail out the ballots, but if you only get back so many, then if you win that majority, okay, that counts. And it's like, no. If you send out 500, you have to get back 500. And but see, this is where I think that somebody probably created that with a good intention, because maybe they did have a shit area and they were trying to go, man, you know what, dude, do we really got to have loose hogs running all over the neighborhood? So this is where you got to watch what you justify. It's easy to go, that's it. No, we need to get rid of all these fucking hogs. All these hogs just got to go. That's it. Pass this. And the next thing you know, everybody comes in and rounds up all your hogs. And then somebody else gets into power and they decide that, you know what? You're not allowed to fly an American flag. Well, wait a minute. What the hell do you mean? Well, this is the door you open. This is Pandora's box. You're not always in control. And so it's easy to try to deal with these things on the fly. That's my thing with the lock and load. Corrupt government. It's time to lock and load. Yeah. Hold up. Slow your roll. That's not how we got here. And that's not the answer. You can't just emotionally react to shit.
No. Logic and reason. Logic and reason go a long fucking way.
Because, man, evil is waiting. Bad people are just waiting for any weakness. You don't have to do something intentionally. You can do it with the best intentions. Matter of fact, how does that saying go? The road to hell is paved with the best intentions.
Yep, sure is. Rescue. Appreciate you, bro. I gotta get in this store, and then as soon as I leave here, service is Ixnay. You want to talk about Valley? I'm headed into it.
Hey, but it's good green stuff, man.
Yes, sir. Yes. Well, for now, it's starting to brown up. North here, we're headed into to autumn, and won't be long. Everything will be turning. All the colors about to change here.
Yeah, I forget. You guys actually have seasons.
Oh yeah, the cold.
We're either really hot or we're not so hot. That's very
Hey, we go from 100 to 5 below, so it is what it is,
Dude, this state would probably come to a grinding stop if we ever got to like a negative degree stuff. The whole state would just freeze. You would see all these Texans go, oh, and fall over.
Yep. True story. Hey, make it a great day.
Appreciate you, brother.
Safe. Thank you. Stay safe, everybody.
Hey, tonight's Four Horsemen.
So 7:45 p.m. My channel tonight.
On the Hudson channel.
My channel tonight. Appreciate y'all. Stay safe, folks.
Roger that, brother. Peace.
Thanks, Red.
Yes, sir. It's not going to be just a purge the limpers, I believe, this time. Yeah. We have seasons here too. Yeah, just not where I'm at. We don't have too many seasons. It either is extremely hot or it'll get a little cold, which cold amounts to like 35 degrees. I was trying to think if there was. I need to find y'all a song. Need to give you a little musical interlude for a moment while we make the ever needed latrine run. Oh, I know what I was. Where is it? Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Where'd you go? Oh boy. All right, we're just going up there, good old faithful. Got to make a latrine run, guys. I will see y'all here shortly.
Yeah. All right. Give me one reason to stay, and I'll turn right back around. Give me one reason to stay, and I'll turn right back around. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. Baby, I got your number. Oh, and I know that you got mine. You know that I called you too many times. But look at you. You can call me, baby. Call me anytime. You got to call me. I said, give me one reason to stay, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Give me one reason to stay, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. I don't want no one to squeeze me and not take away my life. I don't want no one to squeeze me and not take away my life. I just want someone to hold me, oh, and rock me through the night. With this youthful I can love you and give you what you need. With this youthful I can love you and give you what you need. But I'm too old to go chasing you around, wasting my precious energy. Oh, come on. Give me one reason to stay, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Give me one reason to stay here, and I'll turn right back around. You can see me turning. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind. Oh, one more. Said I don't wanna leave you lonely. You gotta make me change my mind.
All right. Oh, well, thank you, Dusty. I see Kiss Off has done affected you. It's okay, though. I appreciate y'all. What's up, Miss Cher Bear? Hey, the missus is fixing to be going to work. Let's see. I will bring the screen back up. There. If you want to say morning to him, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Good morning.
There you go. Rabbit says morning, Miss Risky. Alrighty, so now I need to find y'all another song so you can listen to something else. Let's see.
Love you too, kiss off.
Okie doke. So I'm going to. Okay, so I'm going to walk her to the door. I will be back here shortly. Check out the little bit of music.
1, 2, 3. Give me just a minute. No need to be unkind. Even I got a limit. One problem at a time. Yeah, these hills are getting high.
Oh, some tunage. Looks like we lost a few people, but it's all good in the hood. It's 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, August 26, 2025. There's nothing like cold pizza for breakfast. I gotta say, you got a point there. That's pretty good, Kiss Off. Some pepperoni, Canadian bacon, and pineapple. Pretty good stuff. I'm late on getting the fall crops out. Yeah, I haven't had too much luck either. Things didn't be pollinating my tomatoes. That's okay. You're just gonna. The plants are good, so it's just the pollination. I'll figure that out. It's all a learning curve. My thing is, I want to try to. Matter of fact, I don't know. Is Rabbit still in here, or did he already bail? Because I'm kind of wondering. So if I were to try to come up with some kind of greenhouse setup to put the tomato plants in, can I keep them going throughout the winter? Or do you just knock them down and do it again next year? Can you keep the same tomato plants going? I usually have something going in my greenhouse through the winter. So can you do one of those little kind of the little cheesy greenhouse things though, Rabbit? Like just the little tent site setup? Peppers are easier to do that with. And I am Billy. That's why I finished the gutter thing that I was putting, and I was going to do the marigolds, but I think I'm going to mix in some other wildflowers, so that then that way they'll kind of have those right there. I'm hoping, you know. Never use one, so okay, not determinate. So if they're determinate, then they end at the season. See, I don't remember what these were. I keep the package right here by me, so I keep reading. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't. Oh wait, they're determinate. There it is. So they're determinate. So what does that mean? They won't last to next year? I don't know. Oh my god, dude, what kind of shit is that? So when did we have to put this stupid shit? Hold on. So there's a red label on this package, this red label square. It says enclosed seeds are for planting purposes only and are not for human consumption. So did they really think that people were going to like eat the freaking seeds? No, they won't. Oh. So the determinant means that, so whatever's done's done, huh? Well, that means they're about done. And hell, all we ended up with was 2 tomatoes. Well, crap. That was a lot of work. I guess I need to give me some more tomato seeds for, I guess, next year. Well, that kind of sucks ass. Yeah, because all we ended up with was 2 tomatoes. I mean, if they don't bloom anymore, then that's going to suck. Ah, the stupid need for warning labels. Just let nature take its course. I mean, I started out, I used to have empathy at one time and think about, oh, well, don't want nobody to hurt themselves. Now it's like, I don't know, maybe hurting yourself's kind of what we needed. Should get more? Okay. Well, because I'm going to try to see if there's I forgot what kind of bush it is up in the front, and it's got little blue flowers and stuff. So I was going to go gather a bunch of them and kind of brush them all over what was left of the flowers and see. Hopefully something else will sprout. Rescue at the end of the season. Take green tomatoes, wrap in newspaper, put in cardboard box, store in a cool place. Tomatoes will ripen, and you can have fresh tomatoes continuously. Right. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, well, I aren't going to have too many tomatoes, it looks like. I guess that's what we probably ought to do is those 2 tomatoes that come, get them, and then we're going to save the seeds out of them, I guess. That's it, rabbit. Just let it sort itself out. There was a time when I had empathy. I don't have empathy anymore. It has got us nowhere. So, maybe we just need to let shit happen, and what happens, happens. Make it happen, Captain. Well, damn, dude, that totally sucks. I was kind of hoping. Only if the plants are heirloom. Well, I have my emergency pack of seeds, but I didn't want to open that one up. It's kind of a vacuum packed collection of all kinds of seeds. I need to get with, I guess, D-Dog. He had told me about a big meaty tomato. Didn't have a lot of seeds, but it had a lot of good meat in it. I think a Tiger told me, and there was somebody else, but it just, I don't know. I have to see if I can find those. Because I can't eat tomatoes unless I cut that whole, because none of the seeds. Can't do the seeds. So that's why we were shooting for some of them meaty tomatoes, so that in that way there's still some tomato there. Because I totally missed that. I love slicing a tomato and just sprinkling a little salt on it and just chowing down, but I can't do that with all the seeds nowadays. I have a few of those. I'll send you seeds from my Cherokee purples. A Cherokee purple. Okay. Well, cool. Well, thank you, Billy. My odds are 50-50 so far. With these, I started out with 16 seeds. 8 of them sprouted. And so far, the odds aren't so good, but that's okay because I think it was just pollination, and I'm going to make it a point to correct that. So I'm fixing to get a good, nice little bed of wildflowers around there. And see, I didn't plan that through. Now that I think about it, that's what I should have done. I should have been planning that stuff. And then that way, when I went and did this, I already have, determinate will grow and produce a little faster. Okay. Because they're the one and done kind of deal, huh? Lucy's, our tomatoes haven't done good this year. There's somebody else that's talking about that theirs didn't do so good. They are a great tomato Cherokee purple. Save the biggest and best fruits from your grow for the next season. What's up, Battlefield Production? Good morning, Mother Clucker. Kiss Off says, how are you going to learn anything if you don't mess up? I'm going to watch a YouTube video and then I know everything. Isn't that how it works? Gosh, haven't you been keeping up with social media? All you have to do is watch TikTok or Instagram. You know everything then. Dang. Best tomatoes I've ever grown. Very few seeds and meaty. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Love Cherokee purple, best tomato as far as I'm concerned overall. We grow them purple. Blue says love Cherokee purple tomatoes. Mine didn't do crap this year, but now everything is taken off again. So there you go. I don't know why I got those in. I don't need those in. Freedom. We're so blessed to have YouTube run our country. Just stick a ripe tomato under the dirt in your buckets. Later fall, you'll have lots next year in Texas. I'm off today. Texas State Trooper took my truck out of service yesterday for a small air leak, so they're going over my truck, checking and fixing all issues. That's it, man. Cracking down. Camo Carl in the house. Wolverine. I get to start sewing the pleated seats for the 36 cord today. Pics will follow soon. Hell yeah. Dude, I was reading that. That took me back to probably one of the coolest audio installations I did. Was a custom sound system way back in a Model T. And the dude did it. He was doing it outstanding. Had these little crystal vase chandeliers inside that had roses in them that were lighted. It's pretty cool. As Dusty says, we have hundreds of volunteers. Grand Rising. Hey, Miss Elizabeth. Hey, Miss Elizabeth, just out of curiosity, I don't suppose, or because the Sutherland, is that related to the Sutherland's Lumber Company and that family that owned that lumber? Used to have a Sutherland's Lumber. Right. Be like, where's my royalties, damn it? There was somebody that came in one day, and who was that? They were related to the singer, I think, and that was kind of cool. Excuse me. It was so dumb. The air leak didn't affect the functionality of the brakes or anything, so my boss was really pissed off about it. That, and it happened just around the time all nearby shops closed. Well, what I would have to just ask your boss would be like, but isn't it in the actual like requirements that you're like not should have an air leak on that vehicle out on the road? I don't know. I think it's kind of good to make these companies take care of them rigs. They run so much shit up and down the road. I know it's going to seem like a pain in the ass, but I'd be kind of glad if they'd crack down on some of that, man. It's some shit when you're going down and all of a sudden you see some damn 18-wheeler with duct tape on a front fender and the fiberglass is flapping and shit. And it's like, yeah, see, I don't know, man. But what it is we don't address the problems. We just slowly adapt with the problems. And then a lot of times these problems create other jobs. So then, of course, now nobody wants to really fix the problem because it's created all these other little jobs. It's like, I'm not sure how much they really want to crack down because, well, if you cleaned it up too much, then there's a lot of revenue and a lot of stuff that then doesn't happen. So it's like way stations, man. In all honesty, I get the concept of way stations, but does it really? It doesn't. It once again, it sounded good in theory, but it's not practical. Way stations, you're supposed to be monitoring the weight of that's going on the road. And then, it's like if you're damaging the road, that money should be fixing the road. That's why you have to go get overweight permits and all that good shit. And none of that ever applies. My friend is a trucker and he explained the air leak BS in detail. It's an excuse to pass out fines and harass truckers. It could be. It's like anything else. It can be. But it's also very practical, too, because an air leak on a rig can cause issues. One small leak, and then all of a sudden you're out on a stretch of road, maybe in heavy traffic, when all of a sudden that leak gets bigger. Well, now it affects that truck. Only you're 80,000 pounds and you're doing 65 miles an hour in heavy traffic. So now what? So there's, I get it because it's always, you see the bad, but that's when you just that's why we need character and morals back. The moral compass, in case anybody needs to hit the shot glass. Moral compass, just that way you can do it twice. Because and the medical card, it's the same thing. I get it. I lost mine because I didn't renew my medical card. So, but it was no big sweat. I wasn't doing it at the time. I wasn't using it. So I had no need for a medical card. But it's like, I get it. And is it life-changing for the person who becomes diabetic and they've been a trucker for 20 years and now they're diabetic and they take injections so they lost their CDL? That totally sucks. But now, really, let's back up again. And so let's see, well, how did the diabetic shit come? Did you watch any of your eating over those 20 years of driving the truck? Well, no, not really. So then just because you arrived here, you can't really go addressing that issue when you could have prevented it. It's kind of like the abortion thing. It's easy to get hung up on just abortion. But wait a minute, let's just stop for a moment and back up just a tad and say, wow, if you keep your legs closed or you keep that tucked in, well, now we don't ever end up with this. Wow. So really, we don't even have to hang up talking about this. We can step back one more and deal with the problem there. It's kind of like losing your license over a medical card. Well, you could eat healthy and not just sit there and become a very unhealthy, heavily overweight truck driver because that's all you do, which does happen. And anybody that's ever pulled into a truck stop or in a roadside park has seen that. And there you go. So can you blame that, or do you just kind of, show me the person, I guess, that is fit, physical, tending to business, well maintained, logging the hours, the appropriate times, but just this guy just always gets singled out, and look at that. So there's exactly, Blue. There's always a cause. I've never heard of anything being taken out of service for a small air leak if it doesn't affect the functionality of operating the vehicle safety. Usually it's just a write-up. Well, it depends on, but an air leak might not have been affecting that at the time, but if it got worse, then it would have affected. Because an air leak on an air brake system, any air leak can affect it. Because if that particular leak gets big enough, then it's going to start taking away pressure from needed things. I don't know. But then again, it's just, I think the aliens did it. They don't like truckers. You don't automatically lose your CDL if you become diabetic. You might have missed half of what I said, because I said diabetic with injections. And I know in Texas you do. So in Texas, if you're taking injections, then you just got red flag. So maybe not other states, but then again, California gives illegal immigrants licenses. So who knows what happens. But I know in Texas, if you're in injections, you now just got red flag. Now, granted, you can dodge it, I guess, and try to hide it until you finally end up with that medical renewal, and if you end up with a straight doctor. But once again, that's all the dodging and dipping. But like on paper, you go injection, you lose your CDL. So, oh look, Kissoff said Chuck did. So maybe it just depends on the state you're in. Those black marks on the highway, if air system gets too low, it locks up. Exactly. But what do you do when you got traffic behind you? I've seen something the other day about them pulling the CDLs from all non-English speaking drivers now about them. Yeah, they're starting to do that. I know here you're getting, I guess it's like in a language equivalency test, but you can get pulled over or checked at the weigh station, and you have to, which makes sense, dude. Otherwise, how do you know what the signs mean if you didn't actually have to go through a commercial driver's license course kind of thing that educates you on, the placards, the signs, the heights, clearances, the way things operate. I don't even understand how some of these states can even begin to make sense to people, and do this. It's like, how does that even work? Hey, I know. Look, this dude was a cashier over in fucking Kakistan. Well, gosh, then he was checking out little things at the store, so he understands monetary value. I know. Let's let him go control, J.P. Morgan. Yeah, okay, that's probably not going to work out very well. Well, but he handled some Kakistan change, whatever their currency is. Doesn't he understand? Okay, whatever. And it's like, you take that dude, just give him a line. Here you go. And I love how all these people, all the Muslims that want to come out to support him, and it's like, wait, what? Yeah, there's like over 1 million signatures or some shit on a petition. And I love all their rhetoric. Their rhetoric is he was just trying to provide for his family. He just killed 3 fucking people. Like, holy shit. Like, those are 3 family lives that don't exist anymore. What the hell? People need to get focus on their state legislative bodies and start trying to clean house locally, man. Because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take the states waking back up to their individuality and their state principles and not relying on the federal government and not being in bed with the federal government. That'll force the federal government to shrink down. States need to be passing this shit themselves, or it's like, you know what? California might let you drive up and down their roads, but your ass ain't coming into our state unless you're legit. And ain't not a damn thing wrong with that. Most don't even know what 50% of the road signs mean. Oh, that's true. So true. What's up, Brony? I'm sorry if I did not say morning to you. My bad. I'm an asshole. It's what I do. A tenji. So that's the Kakistan currency. See? So if somebody handles a little market in Kakistan handling tenji, then surely he can run J.P. Morgan. I mean, why not? Hell, you got to make him the Secretary of the Treasury. See, Michael says, well, kiss off. They did Chuck dirty because they're supposed to change the checkup date for the DOT medical screening instead of doing it every 3 years. It should be screened every 2 or 1. Well, it depends on the level of diabetes. See, that's under, yes, just diabetes. There you go. But injection, when you become at the injection level, I know in Texas, then that's your red flag. Now you can keep going, like you go to the doctor and they're like, hey man, you're going to have to start doing these injections. You can ride it out until your next, card. But at some point, it's like your eyes, you can fake it until finally you're going to have to lean into that at the right time. And it's like, yep, you're going to need your glasses. Been there, done that. Welcome back, PJ. Welcome back. Hopefully it was a pleasant phone call, not an unpleasant phone call. At least he would say, have a good day when he bent over to steal your money. Aha, well then that's a good one. Well, I guess that's a good one. See, I don't know. That's still open for interpretation. I don't know. Some people will be like, F my brother. But I'm saying, since you said, yep, it's a good one. Good brothers are good. I was glad to see my kids grew out of that shit. in a way. Because, man, growing up, my son would flat out go, he didn't have nothing to do with his sister. He was like, made it a point. It wasn't. When she had my granddaughter, he started to change a little bit. And then when he had my grandson, it's now they can do that parent camaraderie thing. So that's kind of helped bring them together a little bit. Because I've said a person with a heart person had more say than Chuck did. His sugar was controlled, and once you're shooting, nope. Yeah. Heart attacks welcome, sugar nope. Be gone. Yeah, that's a. Oh, well, I know the reasoning. That's why you're flagged the minute you're on injections. If you're on injections in Texas, you're flagged, you're down, because now you became a liability, a potential liability. And when you got cities like Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, Houston, El Paso, Austin, not to mention just regular open road, yeah, you don't need nobody. It's bad enough with these illegals that can't understand signs, much less the person that actually goes, yeah, we're plowing down the road on cruise control. So, yeah, I get it. That's now if you're just like, you're borderline diabetic, or you're on diabetic to where you got to take some medicine, watch what you eat, that kind of stuff, you're still okay. That's when they'll start to do the medical requirements to check, because now you've entered into that realm. You're in the diabetic arena, and so now they're going to start decreasing it. And the more the level up with diabetic you go, the sooner. But the minute you reach injection, it's a done. It's over. Oh, there you go. The missus made it. Oh, shame. I don't know about Pennsylvania. I know in Texas there's nothing to fight if you're on injections. Oh, they did fight it. And you're welcome, PJ. And that's pretty cool. Is he the older brother or a younger brother? Older brother would be cool. That's the big brother stuff. That's a good thing. Younger brothers are cool, but I'm sure that feels good having a big brother look out for you, kind of thing. Baby brother. Ah. So sometimes when he's checking up on you, he also needs advice. Well, I was just calling to see how you were doing, and hey, so what did it? And then you get the advice question. That CDL cost him $3,000, so to sit back and take it. No, we fought it. Yeah. Sometimes, yes. I could see that on the baby brother. There you go, Tuck. I do not want to be in there. My grandfather drove for after his fifth heart attack. It mostly makes me laugh. Well, I'm sure baby brothers can do that. Well, actually, I just was reading that rabbit, and it says, "Can I drive if I have complications of diabetes?" And the standard deems severe non-prolific diabetic retinopathy or proliferative diabetic to be permanently disqualifying. Then it says a complication becomes a disqualifying factor only if it impairs the individual's ability to operate a commercial motor vehicle safely. And if you're under that standard on a insulin treated diabetes, you have to do it every 12 months is the max, period, on your medical. Recertified every year. And this was in 2018. So in 2018, before 2018, it said the standard is important because it no longer contains a blanket exclusion against insulin use. Under the old rule, people with insulin-treated diabetes were prohibited from operating commercial motor vehicles unless they had obtained a diabetes exemption from the federal government. In adopting this revised standard, the federal government sent an important message that people with diabetes can safely operate motor vehicles. But then that depends on your level. Is there special paperwork needed with the standard? Yes, individuals seeking medical certification will start the process by obtaining an assessment from a treating clinic doctor. The treating doctor will complete the form, insulin treated diabetes mellitus assessment form. This form is then provided to the medical examiner who completes the medical certification process. What are the revised? So, what are the revised standards medical criteria? The revised standard requires an assessment by a treating doctor who must certify that the individual has a stable insulin regimen and properly controlled insulin-treated diabetes. The treating doctor is given discretion to determine whether a particular individual meets these criteria. So there's the sole difference. So that's so there you go. I guess it's safely to say, fine, everybody's right. So in a way, you can have diabetes, and if you are a responsible, competent adult that understands the predicament you've got yourself into, and you're working to get yourself out of that, and you're taking insulin, then apparently your doctor will deem you're a responsible person and you're doing a healthy regimen. But if you're kind of one of those people that, don't really take it serious and you keep eating all the crap food, then hopefully you have a doctor that shuts your happy ass down before you become a hazard to anybody else on the road. And that's just my 2 cents. Opinions are like assholes. We've all got them. Some smell worse than others. Now I'll get caught up on chat. I really didn't see anything about it, but I've been taking it for like 3 months. I'm new to this metformin. I've been off it for 2 years. Sounds good on paper, but it's not what happens in the doctor's office. Right? Just saying, because that word right there, you're busted. There's not a set number up. When did Chuck get his last screening that took a CDL? My wife was on 35 millimeter at the end, Ronnie. I almost became a doctor by then. Yeah, when did Chuck lose his CDL? Kiss off, just out of curiosity. Was it after 18? Well, and it could be just the level. Like if his, see, that's that critical thinking part, and it's that's the part that, and it goes across the board with so much, but it's applying this so that you're going to have, if you apply things under a common legitimate rule of thumb. So the doctor is a good qualified, honest, sincere doctor. I'm not saying they all are. Oh, he lost it in 2000. Okay, yeah. So see, he was under the old thing with the minute you're on insulin, you're down. So that's why I even read that, why the standard changed, just to kind of emphasize that's how it was. The old rule was any insulin, you were shut down. So I see the doctor next month. I'll have him check out my liver and stuff with that blood test. Well, I would say, hell, anybody that's taking medicine, you got to be careful because everything you consume goes through your liver. So careful of all that filler shit that they put in that medicine. It's like the ibuprofen shit. That stuff will start screwing you up. But no, if you take things, so if you had a legitimate doctor and you have a grown man that's been doing this, and for some reason he now realized, oh wow, I'm getting borderline diabetic, and I've got to do insulin things, and well, then he's cleaning his stuff up. I could see a doctor, he has a relationship, and the doctor letting him going, okay, well, you stay on that. He sees him as responsible. What's gonna send the bad thing is going to be these fly by night doctors that just sign off on people. And so you just, and that's probably why you'll still see, hey, actions. Yeah, that was before they revised the rules. I started truck driving in 12 when the rules were different. Well, in 18 is when so according to the American Diabetes Association, the 2018 revision took effect on November 19th, 2018. And before that, the standard is important because it no longer contains a blanket exclusion against insulin use. Under the old rule, people with insulin treated diabetes were prohibited from operating commercial motor vehicles unless you actually could qualify for a diabetes exemption from the government. Not a doctor, but from the government. And then now in 18, they make it to where it's like, okay, well, let's let the doctor actually evaluate, which is good but we just need to actually hold people accountable to be responsible then. We don't need to lose sight of people need to become responsible trying to better their medical situation and not just getting worse, stuffing more unhealthy food in and not exercising and not doing anything. Those people should be taken off the road. It's not a if it'll happen, it's just a when it'll happen. He was a foreman 30 years paving company. Oh my God. The pump needle came out and he wasn't getting insulin and went into diabetic shock on the job. To this day, his heart pumps double time. Double time, double time. Ronnie, they took blood at my last 2 physicals, and then they tell me to take this metformin and come back. I wonder if you're just kind of like a borderline thing, because back in the day I was kind of that way, Ronnie, and they were like, oh, and you're going to need to do it on that. And I poked my finger, and then one day, man, I just got tired of taking this stupid medicine and poking my finger, and I just said no. And then I changed foods, and I changed some of my intake. Not perfect. I didn't go like into some physical fit thing, but I cut out a lot of mayonnaise, a lot of greasy food, fattening food stuff, and then it brought it right back down. So Wilford Brimley approves this message. I don't know who the hell Wilford Brimley is. I'm sure I might, but if there was a reference, then I might can connect it. It is hard on the road to control your diet, but you can do it, especially if you cook your own food in the truck. Well, and you got to stay out of the damn truck stops. You got to, plan it. It's almost like a deployment kind of thing. I mean, it's just me. The cooking, the options nowadays are like little mobile living rooms. So I don't understand why anybody wants to eat in the truck stops nowadays. My God, these sleeper units that these people have are like little condo units. I mean, holy shit, dude! You got an air fryer, you got a microwave, TV, closet. Some of them got portable little sinks. You got your little travel shitter. Some of it's just kind of unreal. But now I will say I've always been really partial and love the coast to coast people. Man, they always have that little 1-bedroom apartment that's on the back of their cab, and those always kind of got me. But that's the way to do it. But shit, man, I don't know. I drove a flatbed. I drove all over, and you can choose to go eat that shit in a truck stop. But me, I made sandwiches, but then that was kind of back in the day. Had my coffee pot, had a microwave, and I had my lunch meat. And I actually would make it a point to I would stock up on my groceries when I come home. And if I need anything while I was out and about, I'd just find a grocery store, pull off, and you go walk in and get your loaf of bread or something. But I don't know, man. That whole truck stop shit, because that's a gimmick from the get-go. It just the same sodas only because they take advantage of you because they're like, well, you're an 18-wheeler, so you can only park here. So we just. And to me, the prices, that's how you get ripped. Metal Spawn, morning. Almost lost him that day. He was up in New York, and I had to drive up there 2 hours to get him. Oh, damn. Chuck had proof his sugar was being controlled, and look what happened. Nope. Medical field could be better here in Wisconsin. Hell, the medical field could be better everywhere. Truck stops are the definition of highway robbery, pretty much. They don't even have me poke a finger. Well, I don't think you have to actually poke the finger anymore, Ronnie. I mean, yeah, I think you can, but I don't think you have to technology-wise. I think they can kind of pick that shit up. You're only saying it because you want me to be your neighbor. Cha-ching. Don't buy anything from a truck stop. You can find it all cheaper online or in other stores. Yeah. I mean, there's some things you know that truck stops are useful for, because that's like one of the few places you'll find certain things, probably. So it's easy, but you're going to pay more, it just, end of October is my next lab. Hopefully my Ace 1C will even be better than last time. I could be off the, hell yeah, Tuck, that's what's up. Get up off the meds. Off the meds. No meds for Jew. I still have a lot of the diabetic stuff here from my wife. Had probably close to 10K worth of insulin I had to just toss because I couldn't find anyone who needed it. Damn. I bet the map selection at truck stops is better than the bookstores. Well, you get there's something to be said about getting a trucker Rand McNally, because then you can kind of, it shows a lot of details. Yeah, there you go, Michael. Well, damn, I need to make a latrine run, so I mean to get y'all with some kind of song, and I don't know. Oh, damn. Hey, you can't go wrong with this one. Little old Dusty Springfield. Be careful using, right? Oh, yeah, there you go, Huckleberry. Yeah, be careful with that. That's one of them damn things that have been twisted around lately. Hey, it's a latrine run, so top off your drinks, get you another smoke or whatever. Go hit the head, and I'll be back here in just a minute.
Preacher's son, and when his daddy would visit, he'd come along. When they gathered around and started talking, Cousin Billy would take me walking. Out through the backyard we go walking. Then he looked into my eyes. Lord knows to my surprise, the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Being good isn't always easy, no matter how hard I try. When he started sweet talking to me, he'd come and tell me everything is alright. He'd kiss and tell me everything is alright. Can I get away again tonight? The only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Lord knows he was. Yes, he was. How well I remember the look was in his eyes, stealing kisses from me on the slide, taking time to make time, telling me that he's all mine, learning from each other's knowing, looking to see how much we've grown, and the only one who could ever reach me was the son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. He was. Oh, yes, he was. The only one who could ever reach me. He was the sweet talking son of a preacher man. The only boy who could ever teach me. I guess he was the son of a preacher man. The only one who could ever fool me. Sweet was the son of a preacher man. The only one who could ever fool me was the son of a preacher man. The only one who could ever reach me.
There we go. No, I ain't pregnant. I got intestinal issues. So, hey, man. Ever been to the I-80 truck stop? Oh, yeah. There you go. Iowa I-80. That's the shop of all shops. Son, that's that's probably one of the only truck stops I think. There might be more, but I don't know. I think that's about the only one you can literally go to that truck stop and then literally look at the whole evolution of trucking. That place is so freaking huge. Hell, it ought to be like a city. It's, I think, the size of the damn Vatican. They got everything there. I'm ready to cash in my Streamlabs money now. The check will be fine. It's in the mail, Roni. It's in the mail. Intestinal issues, so that was a quick poop. The urinary tract goes through your intestines too, in case you weren't aware of that. Go to the truck stop in York, Nebraska at the crossroads of I-80 and 81. Lord have mercy. Damn it, Chuck, get her meds. If Chuck can hear me, he needs to up the dose. It's not strong enough anymore. She has built up a tolerance. Increase the dosage, Chuck. It's better for everybody. Save the world, Chuck. Increase her medication. Look, we'll have our own version of Kiss Off's Independence Day, and it'll be Chuck in the plane. That's it. I'm going in. I'm increasing her meds. Welcome back, Cherokee. See, poor Chuck just needs to up the meds. It's not enough, Chuck. Not enough. Oh my God, this almost makes you up, Chuck, huh? Ah. Damn. He said, oh, hell no. No, he didn't. Increase her meds. He probably said, hell yeah. And you're the one saying, hell no. It's okay, Chuck. They said 10 milligrams. Go ahead. Do 20. It's okay. The rest of the world will love you. If I had one, I wouldn't quit it. I don't think the urinary tract goes through the intestines. So you don't think your bladder and your kidney and shit is located in your gut? Or are you trying to be like all specific and be like in the intestines? I've been to that truck stop. Ooh. And actually, I have a trucker bladder because hell, whenever I can damn near almost hold a half a gallon almost. That's what's always been the running joke. It's just that I have issues now, and if I don't pay attention to how I'm sitting, if I move wrong, I think things are like pinched and I move and it unpinches and I don't know. It's a long descriptive thing. I think I described that one time. What's up, SFP? Morning, morning. How are you doing? You doing okay? He got all pissed off the other day saying, I got you an electric oven, electric toaster, and an electric blender. Then he got all pissed off because I bought him an electric chair. Lord have mercy. How are you feeling these days, SFP? When I was with United Transport, that truck stop was my go-to place to get on the Catskill. United Transport. Oh, by the way, Michael, have you seen this latest come out about old what, John McGee, the sheriff of Baghdad guy? Have you seen? I was like, well, holy shit, man. And there's paper, there's receipts. And I'm like, damn, dude. Just goes to show you, man, I don't know who the hell you can really believe anymore. Shit, dude. People you used to think had honor ain't even got no damn honor no more. Cherokee says, me, I was a smart truck driver. I stop, piss outside the truck, and say, F this, F that, F you get back in the truck. Well, how is that a smart truck driver? That's not a smart truck driver. A smart truck driver is the one that can keep the load going and gets a Mountain Dew wide mouth bottle. So you tend to biz. Yeah, I've heard. I don't know what to believe. Well, I mean, I watched one dude, Valhalla Firearm Training. He's a Green Beret. And, son, he brought up the JSOG papers. He showed the actual taking away of the beret, the actual document and shit. I was like, holy crap, dude. Was not expecting that. Let's see if I can find that again. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Hold on, I'm looking for something, guys. SFP said shoulder desperately, icing, neck twisted. Thank God for weed muscle relaxers. I even shaved my beard yesterday because I can't use my arms to trim it. 6 years gone. I look old. Damn. Every truck driver has had to either poop or pee just after they pass the truck stop or rest area, and they're 20 miles to the next one. That's why you got to watch that food you put in. It's going to want to come back out. Be prepared. There it is. And I'll share the link, but I'm going to share the document that he shares during his stream. Let's see. Here. It's okay, so if I do that, I'm going to do that. Better turn that down. Well, I'll mute myself too. Okay, share screen here, here. Show on the stream. This is the name of the video. It's The Dark Truth of John Shrek McPhee. I'm going to mute myself so you can hear this. So, hey, Michael, if you can see your screen, this is actually the orders that he's going to show.
Look at here in the linear chain of events of the Special Forces tab revocation amongst, as you'll see here, the revocation of the Green Beret. The MOS changed from 18 series, which is Green Beret, 18 Zulu to 11 Zulu and infantrymen. All right, so for those of you who haven't been in the military, but in the military is going to know what a DA 4187 is. Personnel action, it's essentially changing something about the soldier's records. As you can see here, down by the X, you have the reclassification and SF tab. When we come down to the remarks section here, you will see, number one, request reclassification from 18 Zulu, Green Beret Team Sergeant or Sergeant Major, to 11 Zulu, infantryman. Number two, concurrent with this reclassification, request the award of the Special Forces tab to Sergeant Major McPhee be revoked. Soldier's been notified of this actions. And as you see down here, yes, this was part of a GOMAR. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Okay, as you see, not only that, look who this was signed by. Admiral McRaven, all the way to the top. So yes, this was very serious.
But I'm just sharing that part of it. And then here's the link. If anybody wants to watch it. There's more, Michael, if you want to listen to that. He was a dick, dude. I had no idea what an ass he was, but now there is some time frame, but that doesn't account for the lying that he's done lately. You know, so I don't know, man. It just kind of sucked. Thought that dude was legit. And then you find out that, hell, man, you're bullshitting. Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude, and I like how he distincts between the humor, seriousness, and brings the receipts. It's like that, you know. He even talked about, you know, it's like just here's the receipts, and I like the receipts. And there's more, and it gets kind of dark. He was an abusive fucker back in the day, and shit. So but I get it. People could change, but the lying about his current stuff, because he's been going around on his little tour thing, and he still does the special forces, and he doesn't bring up how you had that revoked. And I will say, for people that don't know, if you watch that video, then he'll explain it. But it's like that Green Beret Special Forces tab is a special group, and I mean, they'll kick your ass out if you don't hold up. Well, he didn't. His behavior was unbecoming of a special forces. So they removed that tab from him. That says a lot, dude. That says a lot about your character. You know, so I know that people don't like to give a shit about character anymore. They don't want to hold anybody accountable and expect better from somebody, but that's what we really should be doing. If somebody's going to step into the role, then he should be able to hold himself to a higher standard. Poor Huck. It's taco and beers. Huck, are you gone? They're all saying you're gone now. No more Huckleberry. Yeah, it's just, I think he's still here. He might be making him some tacos, or he might be chasing the taco lady down. Rescue, can I ask a favor? Well, you just did, didn't you? But what's the second favor? Because if I say yes, then that was one. So what's the favor? Oh, look, he's grilling the steak. Excuse me. Damn, woman, is taking you forever to type. What is this? Is this a paragraph? Is this a book? The white picture, when we go on break, can we put the colored one up? The white's boring. Billy said so. Well, if Billy said so, then I'm just going to put the white one up just out of spite. Otherwise, I'm not earning my asshole title. So, now. No. Yeah, but see, I don't know either. I didn't find the right one because I thought you had sent me one that had the Maltese cross outlined with red, white, and blue, but the only one I found had the tabs themselves. And I think I liked the one that had the flag in the outline. You know, I was going to try to find that one. So it's like, see the Maltese cross, the black line of the Maltese cross was red, white, and blue, I thought. But the one that I found had the actual, like the tab behind the word strength, honesty, integrity. Those were colored. So, I don't know. I'm trying to find it. Look, man, don't be all persistent. Don't be pushy. I'll get Chuck on your ass. Just know that. Tacos will be later. There you go. Chaos is back. We're going to have breakfast tacos. I'll be back. Aha. Cooler here in Arlington. We had chemtrails yesterday. I guess as long as they stay up there. Down here, we didn't have anything yesterday. Looked pretty clear. I did that sunset. That was in the Southeast Texas version. Boy, you got that right. Well, yeah, probably. I don't know. Don't y'all go competing over that. I gotta say, not so. Let's not start no competition over that. There's other channels for that. Oh man, what is it? It's 9:15 in the morning. I've been here for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Man, I got to figure out something else, to be honest. So I'll share that with y'all. I don't know if I want to try to do some kind of pre-recorded morning thing or what, but this whole, so I don't take no offense because I appreciate hanging out with everybody. I really do. But sometimes I look and I think it's like, see there, That's 3.5 hours I've sat here. And it's like, I don't know how I managed to do that. So much day. It's 9:15 in the morning. It's like, holy shit, man. Half the day's already gone. So I need to balance something. I need to do a shorter one in the morning, just kind of get everybody greeted, try to get some good positive shit in your head, and then maybe come back later during the day. Maybe I need to do like 2 or something. That way I can get some shit done. Alrighty, Share Bear. Make it a good day, ma'am. Help somebody smile. But yeah, I don't know. I got to figure something out. Because it's like, it is, Huck. It's a guilty conscience. Because it's like, man, I feel like half the day's gone and I didn't do anything. It's like, man, this is kind of like lazy ass stuff here. It's like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I need to be doing. I can't see the sky with my eyes shut. No, you need to check your eyelids for leaks. See, I thought you had sent me a different one, though. I thought you had sent me one that had the lines red, white, and blue. Maybe that was just wishful thinking. Maybe that's what I was hoping to get it for. Get you some rest, Rank. It's the sleeping thing I do. Just listen, right? Well, give the missus a hug. And y'all take care down there. I got to figure out a rhythm, man. You know, I got to figure out some kind of rhythm to where I don't know. That's why at one point I had thought about like recording the day before, and then like I could premiere it the next day and everybody could chat while it's seeing what really happened the day before. But I don't know, man. I got to figure out, because this is just, I don't know. I feel like I'm wasting time. Although I'm not wasting it, because I don't mean that bad with y'all, but I'm just feeling like I waste so much of my morning time. If that makes any sense. And let's see, what is it? Your soothing voice sends me to sleep. Go to sleep. Let's see, what is it, Mommy's? No, that's the wake up thing. That was a wake up thing. All I can remember is the wake up song my mom would sing. I don't know why that comes back to me, but it does. What's up for Labor Day weekend? What is that? That's this coming weekend. It'll be a Little Man. Hopefully it's Little Man weekend. Because it kind of didn't have no Little Man time last weekend, so hopefully this weekend will be Little Man time. And I don't know. Don't really know. Oh, thanks, Teresa. Well, I just, because I like visiting with everybody, so it's like it's fun because it's kind of communicating, talking with everybody, and that's cool. But then I'm not, like, I don't know. Maybe I ought to figure out some way to do both. Like, I don't know. Maybe I ought to get me one of them gimbal thingy majigs for the phone, and then I can start doing that and maybe read the chat on the tablet. Then I could do stuff and be able to see chat. Maybe. Pat says, I wish I could sleep. Well, you sleep. Once you're rested and you wake up, then get up and read a book. I will say sometimes, I don't know what it is, there's something that triggers back there, but like I can sit here and I'll start just getting real tired. But if I lay down, I instantly wake back up. It's so weird. I also need to get up and motivate her, right? Dusty says we're going to be pulling more weeds today, getting ready for mulch. Ooh, yeah. I need to clean out the truck and stuff today. Got a little trip coming up. I want the truck all purty and such. There you go. Got to make yourself presentable, sir. Well, Pat, you're up around Arlington and stuff. And Lieutenant Governor Dan Asshole Patrick hasn't banned all the hemp products in the state yet. So you can probably get you some CBD that would help you sleep. Depends on why you can't sleep, though, just to say sleep. But if it's some pain related or anxiety, then it would help calm that down. Teresa says, I have a tendency to chill and chat for a while and then fall back to sleep. I need to stay up and do things and get active. Right? Off your ass and on your feet, out of the shade and in the heat. Right, Teresa, you can see where she always goes. Personally, I don't like taking any medicine whatsoever. I'm just not a fan of putting shit into it. No, not Pfizer. What is you guys got a local company up around there? I can't remember the name of that local company. But it's a Texas-based company right up there. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that company. They made one of the Senate hearings up there about the bill they're trying to pass. And I wish I could remember what the name of that. But they make all different kinds of products for that. School started today. Well, and you're here because we know they kicked you out. You're disruptive. You didn't learn anything the first time. They don't want you trying it again. Kiss Off didn't even qualify for the short bus. They just flat out said, hell no, stay home. School started on the 13th. Oh, whatever. Don't even come at me sideways, ma'am. That wasn't nasty. Ooh, that was just nasty. What? I didn't use any profanity? Any crude words? Man, it was so ugly. Look, Miss Teresa says I need more caffeine. My headache just won't go away. Oh, man. I flunked kindergarten. Not the other 12. That's because you never made it to the other 12. Because you flunked kindergarten. You probably flunked pre-K. You just don't want to tell us. I've been trying to slack off on the Mountain Dew in the mornings, but now I get headaches. Well, now it could be either the sugar or the caffeine when it comes to Mountain Dew, Teresa. Do you drink coffee? That's it. I have an associate's degree. Well, it could be caffeine, lack of caffeine, so you might try drinking some tea. You like tea? Drink you some tea, just maybe don't do it heavy sugar. Okay, time to get busy again. Y'all have a great day. All right, Billy. Make it a good day, ma'am. Keep your head on a swivel. Made it to the 9th grade, then got my GED. I made it to the 11th grade, and then I quit, joined the Army, came back, tried to go back to school, didn't work, ended up in jail, got my GED. Weird train of events in the younger years, you know. A rocky start. Took a little bit to work the plane out and get the even plane. They held her back. She was special. Boy, was she ever, Huckleberry. Love coffee. I know, me too, Pat. Teresa says, nope, no tea either. Well, you might be having then caffeine headaches. So you might try either just ride it out and get rid of the caffeine headaches, or dull them down a little bit by sipping on some tea or a coffee, even one of them flavored dessert coffee drinks, but you just get the caffeine. All right, PJ, make it a good day, ma'am. Rabbit, make it a good day. All y'all make it a good day. It's Tuesday. Just getting started. Don't get wore down so soon. Hey, I think it's about time for me to put some biscuits in the oven, and then I got to get to doing something. This is just burning too much daylight. Hey, y'all make it a good day. I appreciate y'all hanging out your Tuesday with me. It was very awesome. Well, you cool mother cluckers. You got a big dusty little dusty. It's a Taco Tuesday, don't forget. That's it. Hey, Hudson Valley got the 4 Horsemen up. Let's see. I don't know if anybody else has anything going up, but, you know, find you something. If you're going to be on the YouTubes, then find something that at least makes you laugh. You get something enjoyment. You learn something. Put all the bullshit to the side. Peace, everybody. Make your day a good day. You're the one in the driver's seat. You get to decide.
I ain't here tomorrow. If the good Lord says it's my time to go, I don't see that morning sunset. There's some things I need for you to know. The truck is yours if you want it. It'll run forever if you treat it right. when you think of me on some back road. That's because I'm right there by your side. Chase your dreams until you catch on. Leave your doubts in a cloud of dust. You can't ever love too big. You can't call your mom too much. Do your best to get it right. Forgive yourself when you don't. Hope you don't forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow. Don't let life turn you bitter. Don't be ashamed about your head. Take it easy on the liquor.
Hey, Eric, send me that email again.
Remember what it did to your granddad. Yeah, you're gonna get your heart broke, but a couple of tears don't make you weep.
Hey, Tiger.
Gonna find that girl got made just for you. Knows what he's doing, wait and see.
Thank you, Miss Teresa.
Chase your dreams until you catch on. Leave your doubts in a cloud of dust. You can't ever love too big. You can't call your mom too much. Do your best to get it right. Forgive yourself when you don't. Hope you don't forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow.
Remember, you woke up this morning, you were blessed with another day. What you make of the day is up to you. So make it a good day. Don't leave that open to anybody else. You strive to be the change you want to see. Appreciate y'all.
Keep the shotgun in the family. Raise your babies by the book. And keep my picture in your wallet. Keep your car keys on a hook. Do your best to get it right. Forgive yourself when you don't. Please don't ever forget how much I love you. I ain't here tomorrow.
Thanks for being here, everybody. I appreciate you starting your Tuesday. It's a terrific Tuesday. Make it a good day. Peace.